Today we will discuss about addition reaction in types of chemical reactions. Generally, in types of chemical reactions, there are four types of chemical reactions here: combustion reaction, oxidation reaction, and addition reaction. In yesterday class, combustion and oxidation reactions are completed. Now, I am going to discuss about addition reaction. Addition reaction. Addition reaction. So addition reaction means here unsaturated organic compound that contains multiple bonds. They undergo addition reaction, become saturated. Addition reaction means here unsaturated hydrocarbon undergoes addition reaction, they become saturated hydrocarbon. Okay. Saturated hydrocarbon. Unsaturated hydrocarbon undergoes addition reaction to become saturated hydrocarbon. So in general, unsaturated hydrocarbon, they must contain multiple bonds, like that, double bond or triple bond. Multiple bond means here double bond and triple bond. Double bonds and triple bonds. Okay, that means here alkene, here alkyne. Okay, unsaturated hydrocarbons, the hydrocarbons which contain multiple bonds, like that, double bonds or triple bonds. Multiple bonds nothing but double bonds or triple bonds. So here double bonded hydrocarbon means example alkene. Why? Because here in alkene double bonds are present. In alkyne triple bonds are present. So double bonds means, for example for alkene, ethylene means CH2 double bond CH2, that means C2H4, CH2 double bond, like this. This is ethylene. Example for alkene is ethylene. Example for alkyne, acetylene. This is alkyne. So in this alkene, nothing but ethylene. This is ethylene. Okay, that is acetylene or ethine or acetylene. Okay, in this alkene there must be present in between present double bond in between two carbon atoms. సో ఇక్కడ ఈ 2 కార్బన్ ఆటమ్స్ మధ్యలో డబుల్ బాండ్ అనేది ఉంది. సో దట్ ఈస్ ఆల్కిన్. In alkyne, alkyne means ethyne. There must be triple bond in between 2 carbon atoms. Okay, double bond and triple bond. So the hydrocarbon which contains double bond or triple bond, that is called unsaturated hydrocarbon. Okay, these unsaturated hydrocarbon undergoes addition reaction to become saturated. And unsaturated hydrocarbons అనేటివి addition reaction లో participate చేసి saturated hydrocarbons గా convert అవుతాయి. That means the conversion of double bond or triple bond into single bond in addition reaction. That is the main theme of the addition reaction. Addition reaction లో ఏమవుతుంది, ఈ డబుల్ బాండ్స్ అండ్ ట్రిపుల్ బాండ్స్ అనేటివి సింగిల్ బాండ్స్ గా కన్వర్ట్ అవుతాయి. ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ యూ టేక్ ఎనీ ఆల్కైన్, దిస్ ట్రిపుల్ బాండ్ ఆన్ అడిషన్ రియాక్షన్ టు బికమ్ డబుల్ బాండ్. దిస్ డబుల్ బాండ్ is converting into single bond. ట్రిపుల్ బాండ్ ఫస్ట్ డబుల్ బాండ్ గా చేంజ్ అవుతుంది, తర్వాత సింగిల్ బాండ్. ఓకే, దట్ మీన్స్ హియర్ unsaturated hydrocarbons means they contain multiple bonds. Okay, example alkenes and alkynes. These alkenes contains double bond, alkynes contains triple bond. Example ethylene and acetylene. In ethylene there is presence of double bond between 2 carbon atoms. In acetylene there is a triple bond present in between 2 carbon atoms. Okay, that is like this. So here you take any alkyne means once again triple bond is converting to double bond is converting to single bond. That means here on addition reaction unsaturated hydrocarbon is converting into saturated hydrocarbon. Okay, unsaturated hydrocarbons means they must contain multiple bonds like alkenes and alkynes. In alkenes double bonds are present, in alkynes triple bonds are present, like this example. So now let us say we will discuss about here example equation for the reaction for this addition reaction. But2-ine. Let us say one example here. This is that is given carbon compound. This is but2-ine. But2-ine. So in this compound 4 carbons are present. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 carbons. So root word is but. Next one primary suffix kada isomeric nomenclature lo. So here triple bond is present, which is placed on the second carbon. This is first carbon, this is second carbon. ఈ ట్రిపుల్ బాండ్ ఎక్కడ ఉంది, సెకండ్ కార్బన్ పైన ఉంది. ట్రిపుల్ బాండ్ ఉంటే ఏమంటాం, but2-ine. but2-ine. So in the presence of nickel catalyst undergo hydrogenation. Addition of hydrogen takes place in this reaction. Okay, right. Then the addition of hydrogen takes place in this reaction. One bond is break up. That means here this hydrogen like this. So ఇక్కడ చూడండి ఈ ట్రిపుల్ బాండ్ లో 1 బాండ్ బ్రేకప్ అవుతుందమ్మా. 1 బాండ్ బ్రేకప్ అవుతుంది అంటే ఇక్కడ ఏమవుతుందంటే ఒక 1 బాండ్ ఫామ్ కావాలంటే 2 ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ ప్రిపేర్ అయితే అని చెప్పాను కదా. సో ఇక్కడ ఒక ఎలక్ట్రాన్, ఇక్కడ ఒక ఎలక్ట్రాన్ ఉంటుంది. సో hydrogen means like this here. Hydrogen means H bond H. So ఇది కూడా బ్రేకప్ అవుతుంది. దెన్ ఇక్కడ ఎలక్ట్రాన్, ఇక్కడ ఒక ఎలక్ట్రాన్, దట్ ఈస్ ఫ్రీ రాడికల్. సో this electron come to this electron and this electron is coming to this electron. That means ఈ హైడ్రోజన్ దీంతో బాండ్ ఫామ్ చేస్తుంది, ఈ హైడ్రోజన్ దీంతో బాండ్ ఫామ్. సో అప్పుడు ఏమొస్తుంది చెప్పండి? CH3. నెక్స్ట్ సి ఉంది. అయితే ఈ ఎలక్ట్రాన్ బాండ్ ఫామ్ చేసింది కదా, సో దెన్ ఈ హైడ్రోజన్ కార్బన్ తో బాండ్ ఫామ్ చేస్తుంది అంటారు, CH. సో ట్రిపుల్ బాండ్ లో ఒక బాండ్ బ్రేకప్ అయిపోయింది, ఇప్పుడు ఏముంటాయి? డబుల్ బాండ్, లైక్ డబుల్ బాండ్. నెక్స్ట్ కార్బన్. మరి ఈ కార్బన్ తో హైడ్రోజన్ కూడా బాండ్ ఫామ్ చేసింది కాబట్టి CH అని రాస్తారు. సో బిఫోర్ addition reaction there is C triple bond C. After addition reaction with hydrogen CH, C atla convert అయింది ఇట్లా CH గా, ఇక్కడ CH. నెక్స్ట్ వన్ addition reaction takes place at multiple bond. ఎక్కడైతే మల్టిపుల్ బాండ్స్ ఉంటాయో, డబుల్ బాండ్స్ అండ్ ట్రిపుల్ బాండ్స్ ఉంటాయో అక్కడ addition reaction అనేది జరుగుతుంది, రైట్. సో దిస్ ఈస్ bute2ene. చూడండి, in this reaction the conversion of bute2ine into bute2ene takes place. ఇక్కడ bute2ine అనేది bute2ene గా కన్వర్ట్ అయింది. ఎందుకు అలా కన్వర్ట్ అయింది? అడిషన్ రియాక్షన్ జరిగింది కాబట్టి. దేంతో అడిషన్ చేసాం? హైడ్రోజన్ తో చేసాం. దట్ మీన్స్ హైడ్రోజనేషన్. దిస్ ఈస్ ఆల్సో కాల్డ్ హైడ్రోజనేషన్. ఓకే. So in the presence of nickel catalyst, this is catalyst, right? So this is further hydrogenation. It takes place hydrogen. So this hydrogen H bond H. ఇక్కడ ఏమవుతుందంటే ఈ బాండ్ కూడా బ్రేకప్ అయిపోతుంది. ఇక్కడ ఒక ఎలక్ట్రాన్, ఇక్కడ ఒక ఎలక్ట్రాన్ ఉంటుంది. సో ఇక్కడ కూడా ఈ బాండ్ బ్రేకప్ అయినప్పుడు ఇక్కడ ఎలక్ట్రాన్ ఉంటాయి. సో దిస్ హైడ్రోజన్ విత్ దిస్ ఎలక్ట్రాన్ ఇస్ కమ్ టు దిస్ హైడ్రోజన్, అంటే మీన్ కార్బన్. ఈ హైడ్రోజన్ ఇక్కడ చూడండి, ఇక్కడ ఒక ఎలక్ట్రాన్, ఇక్కడ ఒక ఎలక్ట్రాన్, ఈ రెండు కలిపి ఒక బాండ్ ఫామ్ చేస్తుంది. ఇక్కడ ఒక ఎలక్ట్రాన్, ఇక్కడ ఒక ఎలక్ట్రాన్, ఇవి రెండు కలిపి బాండ్ ఫామ్ చేస్తుంది. అప్పుడు రాయండి, ఇప్పుడు ఏముంటుంది? CH3. CH, ఈ CH కి ఈ ఎలక్ట్రాన్ బాండ్ ఫామ్ చేసింది కాబట్టి ఇంకొక హైడ్రోజన్ తోడవుతుంది, CH2. సో డబుల్ బాండ్ లో ఒక వన్ బాండ్ బ్రేకప్ అయింది, సింగిల్ బాండ్ మాత్రమే ఉంటుంది, సింగిల్ బాండ్. నెక్స్ట్ CH with hydrogen means CH2 and CH3. Okay, this is butane. Okay, right. Now what I am saying here, in this addition reaction unsaturated hydrocarbon is converting to saturated hydrocarbon. Unsaturated hydrocarbons అనేటివి saturated hydrocarbons గా కన్వర్ట్ అవుతాయి. That means unsaturated hydrocarbons they must contain multiple bonds like double bonds or triple bonds. ఈ డబుల్ బాండ్స్ ట్రిపుల్ బాండ్స్ అని ఎట్లా కన్వర్ట్ అవుతున్నాయి? సింగిల్ బాండ్స్ తో కన్వర్ట్ అవుతుంది. సో bute2ine, okay, is converting to bute2ene and finally butane. So this is, in this reaction nickel acts as a catalyst. Catalyst means the substance which increase the rate of reaction. That means without involving its reaction. So ఈ catalyst అనేది తను రియాక్షన్ ఇన్వాల్వ్ కాకుండా రేట్ ఆఫ్ రియాక్షన్ ఇంక్రీజ్ చేస్తుందమ్మా. ఏ సబ్స్టాన్స్ అయితే తను రియాక్షన్ ఇన్వాల్వ్ కాకుండా, పార్టిసిపేట్ కాకుండా రేట్ ఆఫ్ రియాక్షన్ ఇంక్రీజ్ చేస్తుందో దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ క్యాటలిస్ట్. Okay, this is addition reaction. So in general here, that must here The reaction is commonly used in the hydrogenation of oil. Oils and fats also hydrogenation. Hydrogenation of fats and oils, nothing but here vegetable oils using nickel catalyst. Hydrogenation of vegetable oils. Vegetable oil. Okay. Hydrogenation means addition of hydrogen. Addition of hydrogen. Hydrogenation means addition of hydrogen. Chlorination means addition of chlorine. Chlorination means addition of chlorine, like that here. So fats and oils both are fatty acids. Here fats and oils both are fatty acids. Fatty acids. These oils at room temperature, these are in liquid state. Liquid state. These are in solid state. Okay. Fats and oils both are fatty acids. Oils at room temperature, this is liquid. Fats at room temperature, this is solid. So this is addition reaction. This is addition reaction. So once again, addition reaction means the reaction in which the saturated hydrocarbon is converting to unsaturated hydrocarbon is converting to saturated hydrocarbon. Okay, that means in addition reaction, unsaturated hydrocarbon, like that, it contains multiple bonds or double bonds or triple bonds, like that, alkenes and alkynes. Okay, it is converting to saturated hydrocarbon. Saturated hydrocarbon. So butadiene, you take one example here, butadiene. This butadiene undergoes hydrogenation, means addition reaction. In the presence of nickel catalyst, it forms butadiene. Butadiene, when undergoes hydrogenation, in the presence of nickel, it forms butadiene. Okay, it is further hydrogenation, it forms butane. So in this reaction, triple bond is converting to double bond, and finally it is converting to single bond. So these both are butadiene. These both are unsaturated hydrocarbon. Unsaturated hydrocarbon. This is saturated hydrocarbon. Saturated hydrocarbon. So here nickel is acts as a catalyst. Nickel is acts as a catalyst. Okay, right. So it is used in here hydrogenation of vegetable oil in the presence of nickel catalyst. Hydrogenation of vegetable oil in the presence of nickel catalyst. Okay, these both fats and oils are fatty acids. These oils at room temperature, these are liquid. The fats are solid in condition at room temperature. So that is addition reaction. Okay. Okay, next one here. So it is oils are unsaturated hydrocarbon. This is saturated hydrocarbon. That is addition reaction. Next one is substitution reaction. Finally, addition reaction means in this addition reaction, unsaturated hydrocarbon is converting to saturated hydrocarbon. Okay, unsaturated hydrocarbon means that contains multiple bonds, means double bonds and triple bonds. The examples for unsaturated hydrocarbon, that is alkenes and alkynes. Okay, the alkenes, alkynes అనేటివి alkanes గా కన్వర్ట్ అవుతా ఉంటాయి. So that is addition reaction. Okay, next one, substitution reaction. Substitution reaction. This is one type of chemical reaction, another type of chemical reaction. So substitution reactions means here a reaction which an atom or group of atoms is replaced by other atoms or group of atoms. A reaction in which atoms or group of atoms or group of atoms in a given hydrocarbon is replaced by another atom or group of atoms. That is substitution reaction. Substitution reaction means ఒకదాని ప్లేస్ లో ఇంకోటి అంటే రీప్లేస్ కావడం అంటే ఒకదాని ప్లేస్ లో ఇంకోదాన్ని సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేయడం. That is substitution. A reaction in which atoms or group of atoms is replaced by another atom or group of atoms. That is called substituted reactions here. So in general, alkanes, the saturated hydrocarbons, these are chemically least reactive. That means here alkane. These alkanes are saturated hydrocarbon, which are chemically least reactive. Alkanes, these are saturated hydrocarbons. Saturated hydrocarbons means it contains only single bond. That is alkanes. Alkanes contains only single bond. So that's why these are also called saturated hydrocarbons. So saturated hydrocarbons means that contains only single bond. For example, alkanes. Elina తీసుకో. So ఇక్కడ single bonds ఉన్నాయి కాబట్టి these are chemically least reactive. So here they are also called as paraffins. Para means little. Okay. Affins means affinity. Here para means little, affins means affinity. That means little affinity or least affinity. That means least reactivity. Okay. Here once again, alkanes means saturated hydrocarbons. So these are chemically least reactive, which is also called as paraffins. So para means little and affins means affinity. Okay, that means no affinity in any chemical reactions here. So under suitable conditions, in this reactions undergoes substitution reaction. So once again, substitution reactions means a reaction in which atoms or group of atoms is replaced by another atom or group of atoms. So this type of reactions are called substitution reaction. And ikkada chemical compound lo unde oka atom another atom to replace avutundi, that is called substitution reaction. So in general, in addition reaction, you take examples alkenes and alkynes. That means they must contain double bond and triple bond. So on undergoes addition reaction, triple bond and double bond is converting to single bond. That means unsaturated hydrocarbon is converting to saturated hydrocarbon. But in case of substitution reaction, you take examples here, alkanes. Alkanes means saturated hydrocarbon. Why? Because here they must contain only single bond, not double, not triple bond. They only it contains single bond. So these are chemically least reactive. Chemically least reactive. So which is also called as paraffin. Paraffin. ఇవి కెమికల్లీ లీస్ట్ రియాక్టివ్ కాబట్టి వీటిని పారాఫిన్స్ అని కూడా అంటాం. సో para means little, affins means affinity, little affinity. That means least affinity, nothing but least reactive. Okay. In this type of alkanes undergo substitution reaction with under suitable condition. Under suitable condition. So let us say explain the substitution reaction of alkane. Let us say one example here, methane. Methane. So methane undergoes here substitution reaction with chlorine in the presence of sunlight. So you take this is methane. CH4 means this is methane. So what is the substitution reaction here? A reaction in which the atoms or group of atoms is replaced by atoms or another atoms or group of atoms. So you take one example here, methane when combines with chlorine in the presence of sunlight. In the presence of sunlight. So methane undergoes substitution reaction with chlorine in the presence of sunlight. It forms CH3Cl and HCl. CH3Cl and HCl. Methyl chloride, which is called methyl chloride. Methyl chloride, that is HCl. So this IUPAC name is chloromethane. Chloromethane. It is also called as here chloromethane. This is IUPAC name. This is general name. Okay. When methane, this is methane. Methane reacts with chlorine, it forms methyl chloride and HCl. That means methane means this is like this. This is methane. CH4. 4 hydrogen atoms around this carbon. Around this carbon. So Cl, bond Cl, that is Cl2. When these undergo substitution reaction in sunlight, here this bond is broken. Here this is also broken. So this bond break in tarvata, this chlorine contain one electron, this chlorine contain another electron. After this bond is broken here, carbon contain one electron, hydrogen contain one electron. So this chlorine forms bond with carbon. This chlorine forms bond with hydrogen. So that is CH3 like this, CH3 and Cl. ఈ క్లోరిన్ చూడండి ఒక బాండ్ ఫామ్ కావాలి అంటే 2 ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ అవసరం కదా, నీడ్ అవుతాయి కదా. సో ఈ ఎలక్ట్రాన్ ఇవి రెండు కలిపి బాండ్ ఫామ్ చేస్తాయి. అప్పుడు CH3Cl. అంటే ఈ క్లోరిన్ కార్బన్ తో బాండ్ ఫామ్ చేస్తుంది. దెన్ CH3Cl. నెక్స్ట్ దిస్ హైడ్రోజన్ అండ్ క్లోరిన్, దీస్ both electrons are formed bond. That means HCl. That means HCl. So that is substitution reaction. Next further one, this CH3Cl, methyl chloride, CH3Cl further undergoes substitution reaction in the presence of sunlight. Here CH2Cl2 plus HCl. CH2Cl. Dichloromethane, this is IUPAC name. General name is methylene chloride. Methylene chloride. Okay. IUPAC name is dichloromethane. This is methyl chloride. Or chloromethane. Okay. In this one, CH3Cl like this. This is CH3Cl. When combined with chlorine molecule, this is breakup is bond here. Free radicals, 2 free radicals are present. So this bond is break. This one electron, this one electron. So E chlorine carbon the electron the bond form chestudi. E chlorine hydrogen the bond form chestudi. Ikkada chudandi the carbon దగ్గర ఎన్ని ఉన్నాయి 2 hydrogens ఉన్నాయి అంటే CH2 like this CH2. If this one chlorine, this is another chlorine Cl2. CH2 Cl2 HCl like HCl. So next one, further one is this CH2Cl2 again reacts with chlorine CHCl3 plus HCl. This is chloroform. This is chloroform. And trichloromethane. This is trichloromethane. Trichloromethane. And the last one here, this CHCl3 again reacts with chlorine in the presence of sunlight. It forms CCl4 plus HCl. This is carbon tetrachloride. Carbon tetrachloride. IUPAC name is tetrachloromethane. Tetrachloromethane like this. These are substitution reactions of alkane. Substitution reactions of alkane. So once again, this methane reacts with chlorine in the presence of sunlight, forms methyl chloride or chloromethane and HCl. And this methyl chloride reacts with chlorine again, it forms methylene chloride or dichloromethane. This is common name. This is IUPAC name. Dichloromethane and HCl. So next one, methylene chloride combines with chlorine, it forms chloroform or trichloromethane and HCl. Last one, this chloroform combines with chlorine, it forms carbon tetrachloride. This is carbon tetrachloride, okay, or tetrachloromethane and HCl. Okay, మీరు అబ్జర్వ్ చేయండి ఇక్కడ నంబర్ ఆఫ్ హైడ్రోజన్స్ డిక్రీజ్ అవుతా వస్తా ఉన్నాయి, నంబర్ ఆఫ్ క్లోరిన్స్ ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతా ఉన్నాయి. అంటే ఇక్కడ ఏంటి, ఒక్కొక్క హైడ్రోజన్ ప్లేస్ లో ఒక క్లోరిన్ అనేది సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ అవుతుంది. అంటే హైడ్రోజన్ రీప్లేస్ చేసి క్లోరిన్ ని సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేస్తుంది. ఇక్కడ చూడండి CH3Cl అన్నాము, 3 hydrogens 1 chlorine. ఇక్కడ రండి CH2Cl2 2 hydrogens 2 chlorines. అంటే ఇక్కడ నుండి ఇక్కడికి ఒక హైడ్రోజన్ డిక్రీజ్ అయింది, 1 chlorine ఇంక్రీజ్ అయింది. Let's come to this compound. So CHCl3 ఇక్కడ చూడండి 2 hydrogens ఉన్నాయి, ఇక్కడ ఒకటే ఉంది, 2 chlorines ఉన్నాయి, 3 chlorines ఉన్నాయి. సో హైడ్రోజన్స్ డిక్రీజ్ అవుతున్నాయి, క్లోరిన్స్ అనేది ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతా ఉన్నాయి. ఇక్కడ CCl4 there is no hydrogen, only 4 chlorines are present. ఓకే, ఇంకా ఫర్దర్ గా జరిగిన ఛాన్సెస్ లేదు. ఎందుకు లేదు, ఈ CCl4 లో హైడ్రోజన్స్ అనేవి లేవు, అంటే రీప్లేస్ కావడానికి హైడ్రోజన్స్ లేవు కాబట్టి ఈ ఫర్దర్ స్టెప్స్ అనేవి ఉండవమ్మా. సో దే ఆర్ 4 steps ఇన్వాల్వింగ్ ఇన్ ది సబ్స్టిట్యూషన్ రియాక్షన్. ఇక్కడ సబ్స్టిట్యూషన్ రియాక్షన్ అంటే ఏంటి, ఒకదాని ప్లేస్ లో ఇంకోటి వచ్చి ఇక్కడ సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ కావాలి. సో హైడ్రోకార్బన్స్ అనేది ఇస్తారు, సాచురేట్ హైడ్రోకార్బన్స్ లీస్ట్ రియాక్టివ్, దట్ మీన్స్ కెమికల్లీ లీస్ట్ రియాక్టివ్. సో హైడ్రోజన్ ప్లేస్ లో క్లోరిన్ వచ్చి సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ అవుతుంది. దాంట్లో కూడా అంతే, హైడ్రోజన్ ప్లేస్ లో క్లోరిన్ వచ్చేసి సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ అవుతుంది. సో దీస్ ఆర్ కాల్డ్ సబ్స్టిట్యూషన్ రియాక్షన్. So types of chemical reactions are completed. Types of chemical reactions are completed. So this is substitution reaction. So next one is some important carbon compounds are some important carbon compounds. First one is ethanol. Ethanol. This is IUPAC name. Okay, common name is ethyl alcohol. This ethyl alcohol. The common name or general name is ethyl alcohol. Its formula C2H5OH. So eth means two carbons, ane and a single bond with 2OH. So this structure is CH3, CH2OH. That is structure of the ethyl alcohol. Control all are single bonds around these two carbons. ఇక్కడ అన్ని కూడా సింగిల్ బాండ్స్ ఉన్నాయి అవునా, మొత్తం టోటల్ సింగిల్ బాండ్ కాబట్టి ఏన్ ఓల్ మీన్స్ ఆల్కహాల్, ఆల్కహాల్ ఉంది కాబట్టి ఓల్ అని చెప్తాం. సో ఇట్ కెన్ బి రిటన్ యాజ్ CH3, దిస్ ఈజ్ CH3, CH2, దిస్ ఈజ్ CH2 and OH. CH3, CH2, OH, that is ethyl alcohol or ethanol. Ethyl alcohol or ethanol. So first of all, preparation of ethyl alcohol. So in the preparation of ethyl alcohol, ethene or ethylene means CH2 double bond CH2. That means ethene or ethylene. CH2 double bond CH2 is ethene or ethylene. When undergoes here, that means when reacts with water in the presence of catalyst, at 200 to 300 atmospheric pressure and 170 degrees 300 degrees centigrade temperature. In this reaction, CH3, CH2, OH. That means H2OH, hydrogen coming to the CH2, OH coming to the CH2. That means here for H2O అంటే this is structure of water. Okay, so the hydrogen ఇక్కడికి వచ్చేస్తున్నాం, CH2 కన్వర్టింగ్ టు CH3, నెక్స్ట్ CH3 ఉంటుంది, ఈ OH అనేది దీంతో యాడ్ చేసినప్పుడు CH2OH. that is preparation of ethyl alcohol or ethanol. So when ethylene reacts with water, it forms CH3, CH2OH. That means ethyl alcohol or ethanol. So in generally, grains such as corn, wheat, barley are common sources of ethanol. So corn, wheat, barley. Corn, wheat, barley are common source of ethanol. Corn, wheat, barley, these are common source of the ethanol. So here, therefore, it is also called grain alcohol. It is also called as here grain alcohol. ఇవన్నీ గ్రెయిన్స్, వీటి నుంచి మనం ఆల్కహాల్ ని ప్రిపేర్ చేస్తాం కాబట్టి కామన్ అంటే ఎక్కువగా these are corn, wheat, barley. Okay, these are common source of ethanol, so it is also called as grain alcohol here. So next one here, cooking grain when combined with spotted barley, cooking grain when combined with spotted barley, it forms glucose. And further one, this is yeast enzyme, it forms ethanol. Yeast enzyme it forms. Ethanol means ethyl alcohol. Ethanol means ethyl alcohol, and finally it is carbon dioxide gas is formed. Carbon dioxide gas is formed. So here cooking grain means this is starch. This is starch, and it is called malt. Malt. Okay. Here cooking grain, nothing but starch, combines with spotted barley means malt. It forms glucose. Glucose. So this glucose, in the presence of yeast enzyme, it forms ethanol and CO2. Ethanol and CO2. So the process of the conversion of starches and sugars to the conversion of the process of conversion of starch and glucose. Process of conversion of starch and glucose here are sugar. Sorry, sugar. Malt means sugar. Into ethyl alcohol. Ethyl alcohol, which is called here fermentation. Fermentation process. Fermentation process. Once again, the process of conversion of starch and sugar into ethyl alcohol means ethanol. So this is called fermentation process. This is called here fermentation process. So that is preparation of ethyl alcohol. So ethanol, this is the IUPAC name. Common name this ethyl alcohol, this formula C2H5OH. C2H5OH. So now I am going to discuss about here preparation of the ethanol. So in the preparation of the ethanol, ethylene when reacts with water in the presence of catalyst, that is pressure, that is temperature, it forms ethyl alcohol. Ethyl alcohol. So corn, wheat, barley, these are common source of the ethanol. Common source of the ethanol. So it is also called grain alcohol. It is also called here grain alcohol. So after that here, cooking grain and spotted barley, these combines to each other, which is also here starch, this is malt, that is starch and sugar. It is combined to each other here, glucose is formed. Glucose is formed. So this glucose in the presence of yeast and enzyme, it forms ethanol and carbon dioxide. This process is called fermentation process. This process is called here fermentation process. Okay, this is preparation of the ethyl alcohol. So next one, properties of ethyl alcohol. Properties of ethyl alcohol. Properties of ethyl alcohol. So ethanol is a colorless liquid. Colorless liquid with sweet odor. Characteristic sweet odor. Characteristic sweet odor. Okay, ethanol is a colorless liquid with characteristic sweet odor. Pure ethanol boils at 78.3 degrees centigrade. Pure ethanol boils at 78.3 degrees centigrade. Pure ethanol means there is no any impurities. That is pure ethanol. The boiling point is 78.3 degrees centigrade here. Pure ethanol is called absolute alcohol. This is also called here absolute alcohol. Absolute means this is 100% concentration. 100% concentration. Pure ethanol, which is also called here absolute alcohol. This is 100% concentration. So it boils at 78.3%. Okay. So generally, denatured alcohol is ethanol that contains impurities. Okay, it makes it undrinkable. Undrinkable. Andre, drink. తీసుకోవడానికి and తాగడానికి అంత available గా ఉంది. That is denatured alcohol. So the denatured alcohol that must contain many impurities. Pure ethanol means without impurities. Without impurities. That boils at 78.3 degrees centigrade, which is also called absolute temperature. So the impurities are methanol, methyl isobutyl ketone, methanol and methyl isobutane, methyl isobutyl ketone, impurities are, that means denatured alcohol means that must contain here impurities. These impurities are methanol, methyl isobutyl ketone and aviation gasoline. That means like this, aviation gasoline, etc. So these impurities are present in denatured alcohol. Okay, denatured alcohol, right? So this ethanol is commercially called alcohol. It acts as the ingredient of like this here. So these are properties of the. So these alcohol used in the any medical conditions here. So once of ethanol is a colorless liquid with a characteristic sweet odor. Okay, pure ethanol, which is also called absolute alcohol, it boils at 78.3 degrees centigrade. Okay, boiling point of the pure ethanol is 78.3 degrees centigrade. Okay, denatured alcohol, which is not used for drinkable, that is undrinkable alcohol. Undrinkable. So that means denatured alcohol that contains impurities. The impurities are methanol, methyl isobutyl ketone, and gasoline, etc. So these are properties of ethanol. Properties of the ethanol. So next here, two chemical reactions are occurs here. So ethyl alcohol when combined with sodium, ethyl alcohol like this, ethyl alcohol when combined with sodium, it forms sodium ethoxide. Major compound is here sodium ethoxide and hydrogen. Okay, sodium ethoxide. Ethyl alcohol then reacts with sodium, it forms sodium ethoxide and hydrogen. Next one is these ethyl alcohol undergoes dehydrogenation. Ethyl alcohol undergoes dehydrogenation in the presence of H2SO4 at 170 degrees centigrade. It forms here CH2 double bond CH2 and water. This is dehydrogenation reaction. Okay, H2SO4, concentrated H2SO4, it is also called here dehydrating agent. dehydrating agent. Okay, this is dehydration reaction. This is dehydration. Ethyl alcohol which undergoes dehydration, it forms ethylene and water. ఇది ప్రిపరేషన్ చూసాం చూడండి. ఇవి రెండు మిక్స్ అయినాయి అనుకోండి, ethyl alcohol ఫామ్ అవుతుంది. At 170 degrees centigrade, in the presence of con H2SO4, it loses water molecule as converting to ethylene. So H2SO4, concentrated H2SO4 is called here dehydrating agent. Okay, dehydrating. So H2SO4 use cheyadam valla the removal of water from ethyl alcohol is takes place. In the presence of H2SO4, removal of water from ethyl alcohol is takes place. So this reaction is dehydration reaction. This reaction is here dehydration reaction. So this is dehydration reaction. Ethanol, I mean preparation, properties and chemical reactions. So ethanol is completed, right? So remaining topic ni tomorrow discuss cheyadam. Ethanol varaku neetu practice chesi pettam.
Next, another chapter, control mechanism in plant. Coordination. Here you studied about the coordination process or nervous system in human being. Nervous system, brain, spinal cord, like this entire coordination process was studied by you in last classes. Now we will discuss about the coordination in plant, control mechanism in plant, coordination in plant. Here the plants also have the nervous system like animals. The plants also contain the brain or any other organs for the coordination process. The plants also show the responses to external stimuli. Also, there are number of questions about this. Here we can observe responses to different types of stimuli. We can observe the responses in plants to different stimuli like light, means sunlight, temperature, water, chemicals. Like this, to different types of stimuli, we can observe the responses in plants. Means plants also show the responses to different stimuli. Okay, for example, to study the control mechanism of coordination in plants, we have to discuss about an important plant, that is Mimosa pudica. What? Mimosa pudica. It is also called as Tasmanat plant. Attipatti. Mimosa pudica is a scientific name of the Attipatti or Tasmanat plant. This is a scientific name. Observe carefully. Here, to observe the responses in Mimosa pudica, let us perform an activity. What is the aim of this activity? What is the aim? Aim of this activity is to observe the responses. To observe the responses of Mimosa pudica. To stimulus touch. So stimulus, touch. Okay, this is the aim of this activity. Okay, observe. Okay, observe. This is the aim. So observe the responses of Mimosa pudica to stimulus touch. Now, procedure. First, you have to touch. You have to touch the leaves of Mimosa pudica by using your finger. By using your finger, you have to touch the leaves of Mimosa pudica. Then how to observe the responses of leaves to touch. To touch. Okay, this is the main important here. How to touch. How to touch the leaves of Mimosa pudica. Okay, then you have to observe the responses. Observe the responses. Are they folding? Are they folding? Yes, they usually they fold when we touch them. When we touch them, immediately leaves fold. Understanding? Usually they fold like this. For example, here it is a leaf. Observe carefully. like this in outward direction. Okay, in outward direction. Leaves are folded. Like this, leaves fold in outward direction like this. This is the leaf at normal condition. Leaf at normal condition. It is a leaf after touch. Leaf after the touch. Okay, observe responses. Okay, this is important activity. What is the aim? To observe the responses of the Mimosa pudica to stimulus touch. Here procedure. First you have to touch the leaves of the Mimosa pudica. Then observe the responses in the plant. Observe when you touch the leaves of the Mimosa pudica, what happens? Leaves are folded in outward direction like this. In outward direction like this. Okay, means they show the response to the touch. They show the responses to the touch. These type of responses or movements are called usually here thigmonosty. What? Thigmonosty. This is the thigmonostic movement. Okay, what? Thigmonostic. Thigmonostic movement or response. Returning. Thigmonostic movement. Okay. Observe one. Observe thigmonostic movement. Here thigmonostic movement. Here gnostic movement. What are the gnostic movements? What are the gnostic movements? In next class, we will discuss about the gnostic and tropic movement. Here gnostic movement means responses, direction of the response. Direction of the response is not determined by the direction of the stimulus. If direction of the response If direction of the response is not determined by the direction of the stimulus, then these type of movements or responses are called Gnostic responses or Gnostic movements. Okay, whereas tropic movements में direction of the stimulus determines the direction of the response. It is called tropic movement. Gnostic movements means direction of the response is not determined by the direction of the stimulus. Observe. For example, if you touch the leaf in this direction, okay, listen carefully here, from this direction or this direction, they show the responses. Listen, they show the responses in outward direction. When you touch in this direction or in other direction, if you touch the leaf in any direction, direction of the response, always in outward, always in only one direction. Means here direction of the response is not determined by the direction of the stimulus. These type of responses are called Gnostic responses or Gnostic movement. Here sigmotrophism, here sigmo-Gnostic movement or sigmo-Gnostic. It is also called as sigmo-Gnostic. Okay. Observe how these type of responses are occurred in Mimosa pudica. What is the clear mechanism involved in this process, in this folding of the leaf? How can they fold? What are the processes involved in this process? Let us discuss entire process of folding of leaves. Observance. Okay, next. Here we have to discuss another important thing here. Actually, Mimosa pudica. Actually, Mimosa pudica is a type of the legume plant, legumiaceae member. It is legumiaceae, legumiaceae or Fabaceae member. Fabaceae member. What are these? Legumiaceae, Fabaceae, Legumiaceae, Fabaceae. These are the family. These are the families of plants. Families of plants. Families. What are families? Actually, already studied in lower classes. Classification of organisms. Classification of plants, classification of animals, like this. In classification system, we can observe different types of categories, like kingdom, division, or phylum, next to class, next to order, next to family, next to genus, next to species. Like this, already you studied. Here, family. Okay, families means group of the genus or group of genera. Group of genera. Group of genus or group of different genera is called family. According to the Bentham and Hooker classification system, according to Bentham and Hooker classification system, 202 families are there. 202 families of plants are present on the earth, according to Bentham and Hooker. Okay, of all these 202 families, Legumiaceae or Fabaceae, it is one. It is one of the 202 families, Legumiaceae or Fabaceae. Are you understanding? Fabaceae members have the compound leaves. Fabaceae members have compound leaves. What are compound leaves? Leaves are two types. Leaves are usually two types. First one, simple leaves. Second one, compound leaves. Simple leaves and compound leaves. What are simple leaves? What are simple leaves? Simple leaves means If leaf has entire lamina without constrictions up to the midrib, leaves which have entire lamina without any constriction or breaking or grooves up to the midrib, those leaves are called simple leaves. Understanding? Observe carefully here. Though they have the constrictions, constrictions do not touch the midrib. Okay, those they have the constrictions. Here constrictions do not touch the what? Midrib. They should not touch the midrib. Then only those leaves are called simple leaves. Lamina is entire lamina. Lamina is entire lamina. Or constriction that do not touch the midrib. Those type of leaves are called simple leaves. Observe carefully, simple leaves. Example, people plant, banyan plant, mango plant. Okay, these are the important examples for the plants having the simple leaves. Plants having simple leaves. Okay, say some other examples for the simple leaves. Observe one. Next, compound leaf. If lamina of the leaf is constricted or broken down into the small, listen carefully, into the small leaf-like structure, they are called leaflet. Then those type of leaves are called compound leaves. Leaves which have constrictions up to the midrib, forming this small leaf-like structure. They are called leaflet. Those type of leaves are called compound leaves. Simple leaves means leaves which have the entire lamina, or leaves which have the lamina constricted, listen carefully here, lamina with the constriction, that do not touch the midrib. Those type of leaves are called simple leaves. Here, these are the compound leaves, means leaves which have the constriction in lamina up to the midrib. Up to the midrib, forming small leaflets. These type of leaves are called compound leaves. Understanding? Observe carefully. Observe. For example, neem, tamarind, beans, etc. Different types of pulses, all they are compound leaves. For example, observe, this is the midrib. Now, actually lamina has to be like this, but it is divided or broken down into the small pieces. Lamina is broken down into observe carefully. This is the compound leaf. This is the compound leaf. These are leafless. Leafless. This is simple leaf, that is compound leaf. Here, already studied about the leaf. This is the leaf base. This is the petiole. This is lamina. Observe differences between these two. Now in Mimosa pudica, which type of leaf is present? Which type of leaves are present in Mimosa pudica? Simple or compound? Say whether it eats or earth. Okay, simple leaves are the compound leaves. Which one is present? You know, compound leaf is present. What? Compound leaf is present in Mimosa pudica. Next, okay. Now, another important characteristic feature of the legume plant is leaf bases are swollen. These type of swollen leaf bases are called pulvinous leaf bases. Pulvinous leaf bases. Pulvinous means singular word. Pulvini means plural word. Okay, pulvinous leaf bases. Observe carefully here. Here, leaf bases of the compound leaf and the leaf bases of the leafless, they are in swollen condition. This type of swollen, this type of swollen leaf bases are called pulvinous leaf bases. Okay, for example, here also saying this is a pulvinous leaf base. Okay, from here, this is a leaflet. Here also saying observe one. Observe the compound leaf. What? Compound leaf. Each leaflet has pulvinous leaf base. Pulvinous leaf base. Yeah. Next, observe. Actually, pulvinous leaf base. When we observe the pulvinous, for example, imagine it is a leaflet. Here, leaflet. This is the pulvinous leaf base. What? Pulvinous leaf base. Here, this is the midrib. Pulvinous leaf base. Pulvinous leaf base has number of large air spaces between the cells. Number of large air spaces between the cells, and more water is present in this. More water is present in this intercellular spaces or air spaces. Due to presence of more water, entire leaflet gets the firmness. Because of presence of this firmness of the pulvinous, it holds the entire leaflet as erect, like this. Observe carefully, like this. Okay, now we are drawing only one leaflet. For example, this. Only one leaflet. For example, imagine 80. Now, when we touch, listen carefully. When we touch the leaf, one type of signal is generated here. Observe carefully. One type of electric impulses. One type of electric impulses. Electric impulses are generated. Because of these electric impulses, plant hormone is stimulated by this electric impulse. When we touch the leaflet, electric impulse is generated. Because of this electric impulse, plant hormone is induced. because of this plant hormone, what will happen? Listen carefully. Water which is present in intercellular spaces of the, or water which is present at one side of the midrib in polyvenous leaf base. For example, this is a side of the polyvenous leaf base. This is another side of the polyvenous leaf base. Here, this is midrib. What is it? It is the midrib. It is midrib. Observe carefully. Because of the plant hormone, water from the one side of the midrib, water is transported to the another side of the entire polyvenous leaf base. Then for example, imagine here to enter water is transported to other side of the midrib, from one side, like this. Now what will happen? Due to loss of the water, this side of the entire polyvenous leaf base, this side loses the firmness. Due to loss of firmness, entire this leaflet, listen carefully, entire this leaflet like this pole. Okay, due to the lack of the firmness in one side of the leaflet, that leaflet falls in that side which do not have the firmness. Okay, which side here does not have the firmness, towards that side or in that side, entire leaflet falls. Okay, like this. For example, here this side, that is why entire leaflet falls towards this side. Which side? Towards this side. Okay, which does not have the firmness. Okay, then after 20 to 30 minutes, after 20 to 30 minutes, again water is transported to the other side also. Means like this. After some time, water is distributed to two sides of the polyvenous leaf base equally. Two sides of the polyvenous leaf base equally. That is why again folded leaflet gets its normal erect position. Normal erect position. First observe here. We can observe, and this is leaf base. This is the leaflet at normal position. Next, this is folded one. Okay, this is a folded one. Observe carefully. Here, erect one. Here, folded. Next, after 20 to 30 minutes, again, it reaches the erect position. Observe first, at normal condition, water is distributed equally. Water is distributed equally in pulvinous leaf base. In two sides of the two sides. Okay, two sides of the pulvinous leaf base. This is the one side, this is another side. This is one side, this is another side. Okay. Here at the center of the pulvinous leaf base, midrib is present. When we touch, one type of electric impulse is generated. Because of those electric impulses, plant hormones are stimulated. Due to presence of that stimulated plant hormones, water present in one side of the, listen carefully, one side of the pulvinous leaf base. That water is transported to the other side. Like this. When entire water from one side is transported to the another side, what will happen? Here, side which does not have the water, that side of the pulvinous leaf base loses the firmness. Due to the loss of the firmness, enter this erect leaflet, like this fold. Okay, after some time, 20 to 30 minutes, again water is distributed equally to each and every part of the pulvinous leaf base like this. Then two sides get the firmness. Then entire leaflet that reaches its normal position like this. Here erect, here folded, here erect. Observe.